Okay, everyone, welcome to this video in the series. What I want to do in this video is I want to talk to you about line item pricing your quotes and why you should never be doing it. And first, let's define what I mean by line item pricing. So let's say you have a basement quote. Line item pricing would be taking each individual task that you're going to do and putting a price on it. So the estimating software that I use, Clear Estimates, was very specific. You list everything out, putting doorknobs on, painting a door, painting the walls, putting towel bars up, that sort of thing. Everything you put in there had a value, so you come to the total project price, the global price for the project. You can choose in that, and with most softwares, to put in just the global price, the total price, $20,000, let's say, $40,000, whatever it was. Or you can have it do each individual item. So all the tasks, you're going to have pricing on there. So many years ago, I thought, hey, I'm going to be a great guy and I'm going to be transparent here with my customer and put all the pricing in there so they can see everything that goes into it and why this is such a great value. And what happened, of course, was when I sat down and discussed it with the customer after they had a chance to look it over, they said, you know, that's a bit high for that, Ken. I think we can do a little bit better on that, don't you think? And what about that? That just feels like something that's a bit much for that type of job. Can we do better on that pricing? And we went through several items where he did that and kind of talked me down a little bit. And in some instances, I kind of had trouble justifying the price, so I did essentially cave on a few items. Fortunately, it didn't kill the job. I still made money on it. But that experience taught me exactly why you don't want to do any line item pricing. It's just not worth it. Conversely, by the way, if there's something that's a lot less than thought it was going to be, they're not going to say, hey, you know, that's really inexpensive. I think you should be making more than that. So why don't you mark that up a little bit for me? They're not going to do that. They're going to take that money and go to the bank, that savings. So don't ever do it. There's nothing to be gained by doing it. And the customer doesn't need to know what the individual prices are. If it's $20,000, it's $20,000. That's what they're paying. Whether they know each individual component or not, it doesn't change that it's $20,000. They're not going to go into a car dealership and say, I really love this car, but can you tell me how much the seats are and the windshield and the paint job? No way. They're not going to do that. The car dealership doesn't know anyway. But they're not going to ask for that, and it's none of their business. If the car is $35,000 for that car, it's $35,000, whether you know what the individual components are or not. So you don't do that because all they're going to do is try and talk you down on the pricing. Now, if you have someone that insists on line item pricing for some reason, the quote, first of all, what they're telling you is they may be a real big PIA, pain in the ass, and you may not want to work for them. If they insist on it and you really want to get the job, you can say, sure, I'll create a detailed quote for you. It's $200 to do that, and see what they say. Now, you can probably just, like on mine, I could probably just click a button and run off the quote pretty easily, but you want to push back a little bit and let them know, hey, I'm in charge of this project, not you. So if you want to do this, you're going to have to pay me extra money for it, and see what they say. They may just fold and say, forget about it. One of the other things they may say to you is, I want to know how much the plumbing is or the electrical is because I like to have my plumber electrician do it. I like working with him. He knows the house. And what you want to say in that instance is, you know, Bob and Mary, I appreciate that, but I have a group of subcontractors I've been working with for a long time. They're all licensed and insured. I'm very comfortable working with them. They're comfortable working with me. We work together efficiently and fast. So this is a benefit to you. It gets the job done as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So I don't like to work with people I don't know. If you insist on doing that, though, it would potentially increase the time. So at the outset, I would have to put an additional amount onto the project management fee, build it in, because I don't know how I'm going to work with that person or what issues may arise. So in the final analysis, it may actually cost you more money. So I really would prefer to stay with my plumbers and electricians and my subcontractors so I can make sure that the job is going to go well and safely the way I need to guarantee it for you. And leave it at that and see what they say. Most of the time, they're not going to say anything. They may keep insisting, and you can just discuss that further and really let them know that you don't want to. If you know the person, maybe you say it's fine. We can do that because I know who that plumber electrician is, and you might want to, in that instance, potentially work with them. But to the greatest extent possible, you want to push back on that and say no. Again, just as I mentioned a bit ago, they're not in charge of the project, you are. They're hiring you to do this project and be in charge of it. So you let them know you are in charge and it's your project that you're doing for them. And you need to push back sometimes. It's not easy to do. I didn't do it great when I was first in the business. The longer I get into the business, the more I push back, especially when you become more established, you can feel more comfortable doing that. So don't ever line item price your quotes There's nothing to be gained from it, and you're only going to lose money. So don't do it. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.